Hi guys, welcome to another video of FBAN. Today in this video I'm going to talk about my ideas about trading some options on ACB, known as Aurora Cannabis stock company. As you may know, since last week when they announced that Nelson Peltz was going to be collaborating with them and joining them on the advisory board for advising and helping them creating or looking for new partnerships that would benefit Aurora in the long term. Before we go into my ideas for the options to make a trade or swing trade or short trade, just look a quick look on the markets of Aurora Cannabis. Now currently the stock market of Aurora has a market cap of 9.27 billion US dollar, and with around 965.11 million shares outstanding. And if you look at the activity of the stock, the volume has reached to 78 million shares. That is a lot compared to its average of 26.82 million. So you can see that they are more interesting in Aurora shares. People, they are attracting a lot of new buyers, and while the cannabis industry is growing, it's starting to get some intentions from Wall Street guys, and it's just a matter of time before one or two big funds, hedge funds, or any Wall Street giants will announce that they are going to buy a huge chunk of shares of Aurora. At least that is what I'm expecting for the coming year or years for Aurora, that a lot of big players are going to chip in. So all of this you can let out, go. What was the important thing again that I wanted to show you? Yes. Yeah, many value investors in general, when they are investing in a company, they want to check out if the stocks are owned by management and employees that are working in that company. The more they own, the investors will believe that they will work harder to create more value for themselves. But usually it's the opposite. When there's a small percentage of inside ownership, the management usually work harder because they are not working for themselves, but they're working for other people. And when a CEO or the management team is not working well, they will have to answer to the shareholders, and the shareholders can fire them. So if the shareholders are mainly insiders, then it's hard for get themselves accountable. But in some cases it does work well, like at Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has the majority of not ownership, but he has the majority of the ownership, not as many shares, but he has a say of the company. So basically shareholders can never fire him. So at this moment the percentage of insider share is owned or remained around 3.09%, so it's 3.10%, where the institutional owners are around 12.36%. And I think that the amount will be of the institutional owners will be bigger by the end of this year. So now let's take a quick look on the option price. You can do many strategies with options for Aurora. You can buy put options to protect your stock investment, or you can buy call options where you think that the price will go higher, and then you can make sure that you can buy the stock. If you exercise the call option, then you can buy the options for that price, or you can just sell the premium and take the profit on it. Currently I'm looking at this option around with the strike price of around $10, and today the asking like the selling price was 0.95 at the end, and the bidding price was 0.85, so it's $85 basically, and the price change for today was $25, 0.25, so it means that the stock that the option price was opened or closed yesterday around 50 cents. But that's not the most important, and I'm also looking for the 1050. Both of these prices, or bidding prices, was around 30 cents, around 30 cents and 35 cents last week, and I've been watching them, and of course we are lucky that Aurora jump price went so high when they announced that Nelson Pills joined the company. But if you bought those options around 30 cents last week, 35 cents, you would make already around 110% profit already. And I didn't expect that that ACB would go so quickly in price, so I'm really considering now to buy some option on it. Maybe April I'm considering buying a little bit more in the money, around 140, 45 is the current price, but I'm thinking probably maxing to go out for 160. But considering that ACB has been growing so rapidly in the last few days, I think that there will be a pullback, and the pullback will not be huge, I believe, but in that pullback period I will buy one of these options with a price of $9 with the expiration date of 26 April, and that's only on the short term to make some profit, and I will use the profit to buy either more dividend stocks or more ACB stocks. So that is for the short-term trade. I think for the long term I'm looking at an option with September 19. I have to wait to the things to pop on, and then you see here with the strike price for the call option of $10, then the asking price is about 180, and I think 180 is not so expensive. If you look, it's already almost $10. So I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it the coming days, but for sure real soon, maybe next week, or maybe any pullback that I see on ACB, that I will start acquiring it with a budget of budget price around between 170 and 210. I think that's worth to buy into for an entry price. So the entry price for me will be ideally from 175 to 210, and I think by the time when we reach to September, I think that the ACB will be around 12 US dollars, and would give me a nice profit of probably, I guess, 150 to 200% if I buy on this option. But that's purely a speculation. So why do I think that ACB will be going around the price of 12 US dollar around that time? It could be higher because I think I'm putting it inside pretty low, but with Nelson Bells on board, I expect that in coming months that Aurora will announce some new partnerships pretty quickly, and that will make sure that the market will soar more. So that is for the midterm trade. And if I look for the long term on Aurora, I think Aurora will pass the price of around 22 US dollar, 25 US dollar at 2020. And so when I take a look at here on January, you have only one option at the moment. I think more is coming soon, but the strike price again is 10 US dollar. The asking price is 215, which is quite cheap for me in my eyes. So I will be definitely getting a few of those, and in every dip or pullback, if you may want to call of Aurora, I will buy some more. The reason why I think Aurora will end up more than 25 US dollar value per stock is that Nelson Pells, of course, announcing new partnerships and etc. But the two companies that Aurora recently acquired is that was around last year, Med Relief, and that company, when they bought it was basically for expanding the production, and also because of the distribution agreements that Med Relief have with, for example, with Carnacorp, Carnaclouds, and they have also a partnership with a medical cannabis supply ship to the Shopper Drug Mart, which will sell the company's cannabis products through its online channel and everything. So I think with the acquisition of this company, and as I said before, with our recent years investment in companies like Med Relief and CandyMed, when they bought it over, take over, they are very well positioned to in many countries for taking the first advantage of medical marijuana sales when those countries are starting to legalize it. For example, like Germany was last year around May, I believe, or March, they will start legalizing medical marijuana. And not just a long time ago, a few weeks ago, Aurora got approval from the Canadian government and from the German government to sell medical marijuana in Germany. And not I believe a month ago or a few weeks ago, Aurora took 51% of a company in Portugal, and I got it renamed to Aurora something, but it's also a facility where they're taking over, where they can grow more marijuana and cannabis. I mean, they can grow more cannabis there and increase their production and selling points in Europe. Because of reasons that are lonely, and with Nelson Peltz on board, the share price is going to increase significantly in the short term as well in the long term. Just let you know why Nelson Peltz matters so much. It's because Nelson, his skills, is very good at maximizing profits and is really efficient in asset location. And they believe at the moment that he is the man that can solve the biggest challenge that Aurora has, is to achieve profitable growth. And in rewarding Nelson Peltz, he was granted with the option purchase to around 20 million common shares in the company at the price of 10.34 Canadian US dollars. So it basically means that he can only make money if the stock price goes up. And each quarter they're gonna review their collaboration, their partnership, and everything goes well, then he gets more of the option free and ready to make it a purchase at the Canadian stock price of 10.34. So in this way they have a really good win-win situation for both parties, and for us as shareholders we can enjoy more because they are going to create more value for us as shareholders, and thus for making the company more profitable, more runnable, more scalable. That's most important because Nelson Peltz has really a huge network with especially in the common consumer goods business industry. Is really well connected, and we can expect a lot of selling points for the products of Aurora in the short term and also in the long term, because as I mentioned just now, they start just selling cannabis oil in Germany, and we can expect some results of that in the quarterly results of this year, I believe in June or July, I believe. And I think they it might surprise a lot of analysts. So that's why I'm thinking to buy the January option of with the strike price of 10 US dollar for around this price, hopefully 250 by the time that I'm going to buy it. But just waiting out for the pullback, and if the pullback never comes, I will jump in and buy some small portions of those options. Well, that's it for now. That is my trading update on ACB. I'm going to acquire some more ACB stocks as well, but at this moment options has my preference. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a very good night. If you want to know more about ACB, stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and I will give you update details about my trades, my investment in Aurora. And I'm in a long-term investor in Aurora. I'm planning to hold the stocks at least for a couple 2 to 3 years. So I hope you enjoy this night, and see you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.